Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we'll be talking about the first episode of Arrow Season 7. Parts of this video may be out of order and I may repeat myself with some phrasing, but please bear with me while I get used to this. I will try to explain my points a little bit better in this video than my last one, because I know my last video was kinda short and didn't really explain too much. So let's get on with the video. As this is a review, clearly there will be spoilers ahead. You have been warned. To start off, I like the end of the last season, and coming into this season there was tons of storylines they could have gone with for each person, and I was really looking forward to the new Arrow. I like the way the episode opened, with Oliver dreaming about Felicity and William getting killed. It's very believable that's what he thinks would happen, and you can tell throughout the episode he feels so powerless in there. He's only in there to keep Felicity safe, but if Felicity isn't safe, and I don't think he thinks he should be in there, which makes me think to how he's going to get out. Like, I can't work out if he's going to get broken out or if they're going to use some weird law to get him out of prison. I do think by episode 4 or 5 he will be out of prison. I also think that the guy they beat up is also the leader of the gang, which might have something to do with Oliver getting out of prison. Because before coming into this season, I thought Oliver was just undercover in prison, just as part of the deal he made. And speaking of the prison, I like the fact Oliver's not fighting back, but the one thing that really annoyed me in this episode was the guards. They just did nothing. They stood there while people were getting beaten up, and they could have done a lot more. I mean, the only thing they did was just say stop, and for a maximum security prison, I don't think that is the best. Also, towards the end of the episode, I like when Oliver just snaps and starts taking out people. I thought it was a really fun and entertaining scene. It's really making me look forward to the rest of the prison scenes. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as this. And now, moving on to the new Arrow. While I like how he was introduced and how the story is similar to Oliver when he first started as Arrow, I feel they kinda could have done a better job at keeping the identity a bit more secret. From what we saw of him, the flips he did look a lot like Roy's did in the earlier seasons. And surely at some point in this season, Felicity and Diggle will figure out that it's Roy. I mean, at this point, it has to be Roy. I would be very, very surprised if it isn't him. And even if it is, it's kind of confusing because it took them that many seasons to get him and Thea together, and then only just to separate them that quickly. Doesn't really make much sense at all. I just hope they don't drag the identity reveal out. It just would be very boring if they did. And I also hope we get a point of view episode from the new Arrow / Roy. I think that would be a very interesting idea for an episode. Now, before people say I hate Felicity, I don't. In previous seasons, I think she was misused, which made a lot of people hate her, but at the minute, I think she's a very good character. With that being said, I kinda didn't like her in this episode, especially the Diaz fight scene, because at one point she was holding her own against him, which made zero sense. Considering Diaz almost beat Oliver in a fight, it just seemed very out of place. I also think sending William away will come back as a storyline somehow. Though they have to be careful, because I could see it becoming a very boring part of this season. And now to talk about the flash forwards. I still don't know how I feel about the flash forwards, seeing as I hated the flashbacks, but at least the flashbacks were connected, if that makes sense. They were showing us stuff that already happened and how Oliver becomes the Arrow, and the flash forwards don't really make that much sense, seeing as they've set 20 years into the future, and then the show's never going to reach that point. And with Flash and Legends, the timeline's just probably going to get changed and it's never going to happen anyway. So why really bother with that? If they made it 3 or 4 years in the future, then I could understand it, but 20 is far too much. And also for an island that was destroyed, it looks pretty undamaged whatsoever. I know trees and plants will grow back, but they made it seem the island was a lot more destroyed than it was. And my thoughts for the rest of the season are Oliver's going to be in prison, as I said, for 4 to 5 episodes. I think the Roy reveal will be about episode 6-ish. I think by at least episode 7, everyone would have suited up at least once, though probably not all back permanently as the heroes yet. I also think by the end of the season that Black Siren will have joined the team, or at least helped the team out a lot more. And that's the end of my review / opinions for the rest of the season. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in the video, just pop a comment telling me what I'm wrong about or right about. That'd be great. Thanks for watching.